Hello and welcome back to the boat shop. Today is a chilly December 18th of 2024. And kind of as usual here, not a whole lot to report on. I'm almost done with the third layer on the foredeck. I've got just a little bitty piece up there at the stem to put in. About a 2-foot wide by 2-foot long piece up there. And then the third layer will be completely done on the foredeck. Excuse me. Now, obviously we've got some more work to do up here before we can fiberglass it. We need to clean up all the seams. We'll need to, do some filling of the seams, and we're going to put some longer screws into the deck beams through everything. Then we'll have to fill those, and I'm not quite sure what to do with the screw holes, the random screw holes that are left. If we'll just fill those, touch them with a countersink bit and then fill them, or if we'll put short screws in there, or what we'll do. I guess either way it'd be fine. George was a big believer in gluing, but he also was a big believer in fasteners. So he would typically glue, but then he would screw or bolt in addition to gluing. So I can't imagine any of this stuff ever coming off, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt to put screws in there either. Might see if I can find some short screws, some 1 1/4 screws or something that would just go into the plywood layers. But okay, so once we get this done here, then we got the aft deck to do and the area over the pilot house to do. Probably don't quite have enough plywood. I did pick up some more plywood last week. My store did indeed get more in. Like on the 6th of December, I think I said they were going to get more in, and they did. So I picked some more up last week. And that probably isn't going to quite get us done, but yeah, so we're making progress. One other thing I wanted to mention, and there's a little smoke detector and carbon monoxide alarm. I got a heater, a diesel heater for in here, and it's a Viver, and I got that quite a while ago already. In fact, here's all the accessories and stuff that go with it. Boy, you want to talk about crappy manual instructions that go with this thing. In fact, this is a manual that's not even for the unit that I've got. I didn't get the freestanding unit. I got the built-in one. So I found an Australian company that sells these, and they have very, very, very nice instructions. So I printed those off. I think I pretty much got the gist of it anyway. But anyway, what we're going to do is, see, here's the heater here. And I think, and this is a fuel tank now. This is about an 18-gallon fuel tank. And I think we're going to mount it up here. The only thing is I don't have a lot of room up here. I've got 3 ports in there. One's a withdrawal port, one would be a return line port, and the other is a vent. And then, of course, the fourth one here is a fill hole or cap or whatever. But we're not going to use this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a line from the engine room, from my plumbing system back there, up here, so we can fill this off the main tanks back there. And so we'll use that return line for that purpose. And then we'll use, of course, the vent line as a vent, and the withdrawal line as withdrawal. But of course, I don't have much room up here, so I ordered some. These are AN fittings, AN 8s, I think they are. So I ordered some 90-degree elbow fittings that'll screw on there, and then we can run our hoses out there. And I think this is probably going to go over here. I need to mount it somewhere high enough. It's sitting upside down now. One is air intake and the other is the exhaust. But we need to mount it high enough that we can get it somewhere where we got a hull penetration for the exhaust out. And actually that came in just today. This is an exhaust fitting for going through hull on a boat. It's supposed to be 316 stainless, so yeah, we'll see about that. But but yeah, that's for the exhaust to go out. And then air intake, I'm not sure yet. I might just run a line down and pull air up out of the bilge rather than trying to pull air out from above the deck. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah, I suppose I could conceivably do one penetration for both a vent and an air intake of some sort. I'll have to think about that a little bit. But anyway, these heaters, you know, they're relatively efficient. You know, I've had concerns about heaters like this. They're not very expensive, but I keep reading reviews and watching videos of people that have installed them and been using them, and they work. They don't have problems with them. You know, like I said, they're fairly efficient. I didn't think I could probably pull fuel all the way from the engine room to this heater. And they talk about it should be relatively close to the fuel pump. So if you put the fuel pump back there, I think they were talking 1.5 to 2 meters was your maximum length. You were supposed to run that hose, and that would have been a lot longer than that, of course. So, yeah. But anyway, if we mount it up here somewhere, or even maybe potentially mount it down here. This might be better down here, and then we could put an exhaust vent coming out this way to blow the hot air out into the room. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Still like to keep it high enough though that I didn't have to run that exhaust line too terrible far. Yeah, we'll see about that. But I don't know. I decided to get it hooked up and get it operational now, as opposed to, you know, waiting until the boat goes in the water or whatever. Because, you know, when we get the boat moved out of this building, and if we want to work in here, it might be nice to have some sort of a heating system established. The pilot house, you know, I could put another one of these up in the pilot house. I don't know about that. I'm going to put like a mini split up there that'll have heat pump function. So we'll be able to put some heat in the pilot house, you know, in normal, you know, cold weather, not maybe super cold weather. But so yeah, that would give us some heat up there. A little more efficient heat than just plugging in like an AC resistive element heater. But then we could put one of those up there. I could put one of those back in the aft cabin too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We might see how I like this one, but this fuel tank and all the plumbing is going to be far more expensive than the heater was. The heater was like $125, and got $150 in this, and then those 3 AN fittings were $54. You know, and then this wasn't too terrible bad, but yeah, it just depends on where you buy your you know, your parts from. But we'll have to run some fuel line over here to be able to fill this tank, and another valve back there, and yeah, it's, yeah. But anyway, that's what we got going there. And yeah, it did come with a fuel tank. I don't know, it's like a 1.5 gallon fuel tank or something like that. 1 point. Yeah, I don't remember now what exactly it was, but yeah, and it would run, you know, overnight. But I really don't want to be running cans of fuel and filling something up in, you know, inside. I debated putting another fill through the deck up here to be able to fill this tank just from above, and that would be an option. There wouldn't really be anything horribly wrong with that. Yeah. That would probably be easier than running fuel all the way from over there into here. But then you got another through hole in the deck and another place for water intrusion, and, you know, something else you got to seal up, and of course you got to run jerry cans or whatever from somewhere into here to fill it. And yeah, I think we'll just run a line over here and be done with that. But yeah, I picked up this carbon monoxide and fire detector to put in here. So if we do get around to hooking this thing up and testing it out, at least we'll be able to check out carbon monoxide levels. But again, beyond that, I don't have a whole lot to report. I am getting really tired of putting this plywood on up here. I don't like crawling all the time and laying on my side and on my stomach. In fact, that very point there, the bow, where the stem hooks into the, I forgot to put that second piece of plywood on there. And when little John was out here the other day, he mentioned that, oh, you're not quite done with the second layer, you forgot a piece here. And I did. And the problem was that that stem rose up just a little bit more than it should have. I mean, the whole deck curves up a little bit, but that stem curved up a little more, about a 1/4 inch, I suppose. And I wanted that flat, so that if I put a, bow roller on there, it'll lay on there decent. I won't have to mess with that. So I tried a big belt sander with like 40 grit on it, and I just could not lay on my stomach and hold that properly to get it to cut that, flat and smooth. I just couldn't do it. Holding it out in front of you like that, laying it on your stomach. So I'm using my power hand planer, and that worked better because it's got the flat, the shoe in front and behind, and I got it down pretty close. And I used a smaller sander to finish up, but so I had to get that leveled out a little bit up there. That was a pain in the butt. Got that done, and then got the new piece glued in there, and now we've got one more piece to put on top up there, and that'll finish the third layer up here. And like I said, then we got back here to go. So yeah, we got a ways to go yet, but somewhere around the first of the year, that first week in January, we should have this done. Thank God. yeah. Then we can start working on the sides of the boat, and like I said, hopefully then get the boat pulled out this spring or early summer and be able to do pilot house. Yeah. All right, well, like I said, I don't have a whole lot to report, so that's all I've got for this week. I will talk to you again next week.